Thanks for tuning in to the Unaffiliated Creators Podcast. I'm your host, K.A. Every day. It's your boy, K. This is the Indie Artist Safe Place, so take off your shoes, get comfortable, and stay a while. Do us a favor and please rate the show. And if you have any feedback for us, please email us at unaffiliatedcreatives@gmail.com. Now that everybody is taking off their shoes and got comfortable, y'all let me know what y'all been up to. So, hey, look, guys, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's probably going to sound like I'm doing a lot of rambling on this podcast. And I wasn't going to talk about this subject at first because I know it's a very touchy subject. I'm going to just go ahead and get it out the way. Prayers to all the victims and everybody that's involved with this whole Diddy situation. But my podcast is centered around music. And since this is the biggest thing that's happened in the music space outside of the beef between Kendrick and Drake, I felt that I had to come on here and talk about it. I'm not going to get into all the nitty-gritty details. I don't want to bore y'all with that. I mean, obviously, if you haven't been living under a rock, I mean, you can turn on your social medias, you can turn on the TV. You can't escape it. It's everywhere. There is one piece that I want to focus on and I did want to talk about today because I just think it's kind of odd. But I pride myself in being open, honest, and transparent with my audience. So I did want to share this story with y'all before I get into what I want to talk about today. And it's tied to Diddy, oddly enough. So years ago, I don't remember exactly what year it was. I actually tried out for the Making of the Band. You know, Diddy had a show back in the day called Making the Band. And I don't even remember which iteration this was. But anyway, I'm an R&B artist. I'm a singer. And I tried out for the show. They had auditions in Norfolk, Virginia years ago. And again, I tried out for it. I made it through at least 2 rounds. Let me put it this way. I made it on the round right before they actually pick the people or the person who actually made it on the show. So I was 1 round short from making it on the show. I actually made it to the round. So just to give y'all a little background for those who, if you just want to. So the first round, you just basically had to go in front of a panel of judges and you had to sing. They gave you certain songs that you could pick from to sing. I'm pretty sure I probably sang Can You Stand the Rain, you know? Stars will come. Da-da-da. Can you stand the rain? Hey, hey. All that stuff. On a perfect day, I know that I can count on you. Anyway, they didn't allow you the time to sing the whole song, but you get the point. And I'm pretty sure that's the song. Now, just to give y'all a little bit of context, what was going on. So some of the judges that were there. So Diddy wasn't there. He wasn't one of the judges at this particular one, the one that was in Norfolk. I'm from Virginia Beach, so Norfolk, Virginia was the closest trial to where I lived at. So the judges were, I don't know if y'all remember, some of y'all kids might be too young to remember this group. It was a group called BBD, Bell Biv DeVoe. They were a rap group. They were some of the judges. And I don't know if y'all remember the young lady who did a lot of choreography for Diddy. I think her name is L'Oreal. She was one of the judges. So I made it through the singing round. And then you had to go off. And then you had to come back later. And then that was a round where you had the girl L'Oreal. She came up with like this elaborate choreographed dance. And you had to... They didn't even really give you time to learn the dance. I guess they wanted to be able to see if you could just, somebody show you a dance and in a matter of seconds, basically, you had to look at what she did. And then it was like, all right, 1, 2, 3. Then they turned the music on. And then you had to be able to keep up with what she was doing and be able to show them that you could do the choreographed dance, do it on beat, get the steps right. And I think you actually had to sing the song. I think it was the song that the group, I think it was Day 26 or 26 Day, whatever the name of that group was, that was the version of the Making of the Band that I was trying out for. It was the boy group that he had. So you had to sing the song while doing the choreographed dance, and the judges was looking to see, who had the moves, who could dance, who was on rhythm, breath control, if you was able to sing a song, all that stuff. I didn't make it past that round. And I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just being open, honest, and transparent with y'all. I do know how to dance. I do know how to sing. But for whatever reason, I didn't make it. But the reason why I wanted to share this with y'all, I'm not trying to be preaching to y'all today, but things happen for a reason. And I feel, and I'm just being honest with y'all, that God was sparing me. God was basically sparing my life, because who knows what would have happened now with all this stuff that's came out about Diddy. Who knows what would have happened to me if I would have made it on that show. I mean, I was young back then. I mean, I ain't saying that I'm old now, but I was young back then. And this is the kind of stuff that people like him prey on. I was young. I was, willing and trying to do whatever I had to do to break into the music industry. And those are the kind of people that have power like to prey on. So I would have been subject to some of this craziness, not saying that I would have been trying to go to all the parties and doing all that crazy stuff, but just the fact that you even got to try to fight through all of the madness to even try to get your foot in the door to pursue the dreams and reach the goals that you're trying to make. A person shouldn't have to do that. Everything should just be on the up and up. They should just be willing to give you the opportunity because they see you got talent, and that's it. You shouldn't have to be trying to fight off, all this temptation and getting invited to all these parties and having to deal with all of this crazy stuff that I'm not about. I'm not about that life. So again, that might have been my way of God sparing me. At the time, I didn't know what was going on. I just was like, man, I'm kind of was hard on myself. Man, I suck. I wasn't good enough to make it on the show. I'm questioning, should I even keep trying to pursue this music thing? If I couldn't make it on this show, then I would say maybe I'm not good. All that kind of stuff. You start questioning, do you even have what it takes to make it in the music industry, basically? But again, things happen for a reason. God spared my life. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Again, I like to be open and honest and transparent with my audience. The thing that I wanted to talk about as far as this Diddy situation, and I think this is just so odd, is this whole thing about when they raided his house, they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. So there's several things about this that I just think is odd. One, how did they come up with 1,000 bottles? Like, one, that's an exact number. And who was the person that was sitting there actually counting bottles? Could you just imagine if you was a person like, hey, Bob, I need you to come over here. I need you to pull all of this baby oil off the shelf, and I need you to count all of them. You like 1, 2, 3. I mean, 1,000 is just a perfect number. Like, I could see if it was like 982 bottles, but to say that there was 1,000, specifically 1,000, that just seems odd. 2, that number just sounds way too big. Like, of course, they're saying that he was involved in these things they call freak-offs and all that. I mean, it just sounds like some nasty, disgusting stuff, in my opinion. I mean, if you into what you're into, hey, it's your life, live your life. But to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil, that's a lot going on. Again, I like to be open, honest, and transparent with my audience. I have baby oil. I mean, I'm married. I have baby oil, and I'm not going to get too graphic with y'all. Let's just say that one bottle of baby oil lasts a long time. I think I have the same bottle of baby oil now, and I don't think there's no expiration date on baby oil. Hey, y'all leave it in the comments if baby oil can expire, it gets old or whatever. I don't know. But I've had the same bottle now probably for several years, and it seems like it just won't go away. Like, you look at it, I mean, you use it from time to time if you want to, do massages, or if you just want to put it on yourself, if you like the glistening look, if you just want the skin to be soft. Some people like the smell of it. Some people use it for other things, apparently, based on this Diddy case. I digress. But baby oil lasts for a long time. So to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil is crazy to me. Even if you was having freak-offs all day, I don't think you would need 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Another thing I thought about, which I know y'all gonna think this is crazy, and why did my mind go here? But let's just keep it real. Could you imagine going to the store? Let's just say you went to Walmart and you're trying to accumulate all of these bottles of baby oil. You pull up to the cash register, and first of all, if you go to a store is not going to even have 1,000 bottles in the store. So if you went to Walmart, Target, or wherever you like to do your shopping, and you just cleared the shelf, you just got all the baby oil that particular store had, could you imagine how the store clerk is looking at you when you pulling up with a shopping cart and you don't have nothing else in the shopping cart but baby oil, and you have like, let's just say 50 bottles of baby oil, and you like, you putting the stuff on the conveyor belt, and then they scanning the stuff, boop, 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 and they kind of giving you this look like, one, I would be embarrassed if I was the person. And then another thing I thought about, if I was the person working there, at some point you got to be like, all right, dude, we're going to put a limit on how much baby oil you can buy. Like, at some point, you got to be like, kind of question, like, what are they using this for? Are they building a bomb? Is that something I don't know about? Is that some kind of baby oil shortage that they trying to hoard the baby oil and then they going to try to jack the price? I don't know. It just seemed weird. And then it made me think about the time. I know y'all remember this. A couple of years ago when we was going through COVID, and every store you went to, it was like a toilet paper shortage because people was hoarding toilet paper because somebody came up with this smart idea that they thought that toilet paper equated to COVID, and like, oh my God, I can't be without toilet paper. So people were going into the store and they was buying like way more toilet paper than they would really need, in a normal situation. So then it caused a shortage because everybody was panicking, and then the stores had to limit people on how much toilet paper they could buy. So people, everybody had an opportunity to have at least one roll of toilet paper. That's what I thought about with this baby oil thing. I'm like, if he was going around to all of the stores in his general area, and I know he probably didn't do this because to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil, you probably had to go to a wholesaler, or you had to go to the plug. Like, he was doing the baby oil like people do with drugs. Like, yo, man, I'm going to cut out the middle, man. I got to go straight to the source. I'm going straight to the warehouse, or he was buying it wholesale and bulk, whatever. But I'm just saying, for the purposes of this example, if he was going to all these stores around where he lived at and he was buying baby oil, if he was clearing the shelves, then nobody else would have had opportunity if they wanted baby oil to get baby oil because he was buying it all. Like, he was hoarding it. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. But again, I just wanted to come on here and talk about this situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know in the comments. Beat it up in the comments. Do y'all think he innocent? Do y'all think he guilty? Of course, by now, I know y'all done seen the video with him running down the hallway with Cassie. After that video came out, if there was any doubt, if you wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, I know we live in this society, we live in a world where it's innocent until proven guilty. But after that video came out, man, it's just kind of hard to think that after hearing all of this other stuff that they pinning on him, it's like, even if he didn't do all of it, even if he didn't do half of it, you have to start wondering, like, yeah, some of this stuff sounds like he could have possibly did it after seeing that video. And I know, I try to find humor in a lot of things, and I know this situation is very serious, so it's probably crazy for me to even try to find humor in this. And maybe it was just me, but when I saw that Cassie video, one of the first things I thought about, again, man, my mind, I'm just crazy. I was just trying to figure out how in the world did he run down the hallway so fast and his towel didn't come off. I think at some point he might have held the towel, but there was a part where he was running, because you can't run that fast with just one arm. I want y'all to try this today. Go down the street and run as fast as you can, like running like sprinter speed, because he was running like he was trying out for the Olympics. Run as fast as you can. Look at me right now. Look how unnatural that looks. Run down the street as fast as you can with just one arm, and you tell me how it works out for you. So he was running full speed, and the towel did not fall. I was amazed. I was like, yo, is this some kind of trick with the camera? I didn't know what was going on. But and then at some point, I guess it was about to fall, so then he grabbed it. But that's where my mind went. At first, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I almost wanted to try to not try to reenact the whole situation, but just to see if I could tie a towel around me tight enough to where I could run that fast and the towel not fall. But man, this is just crazy. A lot of people comparing it to the Epstein case. they saying that, it's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. I got my 410 hat on. But some scary times, man. I just, again, praying for all the victims involved. Again, I think God was sparing my life because he knew that if I was thrust into that world, who knows what would have happened. Again, I could be wrong, and I've heard other people say this too, that a lot of times when you in those kind of situations, let's say you're a strong person, you have a strong will, you have a strong moral compass, and you're able to either fight temptation or just, don't want to go along with the program, I guess, or whatever was going on, right? Then what happens is you get blackballed. So everything that you was working so hard for your whole life to try to achieve, if you ain't willing to go along with the program, then you just kind of get pushed aside. And they're like, nah, you didn't want to go along to get along. You didn't want to have to use what you got to get what you want. So that was a reference to the movie Players Club, by the way. So if you don't want to go along with the program, then your career is only going to go so far because, these gatekeepers that a lot of people like to talk about, and I do think that that's a real thing. You're only going to go so far because the people at the top that have the power to really do a lot of the moving and shaking, you're only going to go so far. And that's cool for some people. I mean, to me, I wouldn't want to be willing to risk my soul and all that and go against what I believe in just to reach a certain level of success. But there are a lot of people out there that are willing to do whatever they got to do to reach the levels of fame, success, get the money and all that stuff that they're trying to get. And those are the kind of people that they prey on. So again, I'm just glad that God spared me from a potentially crazy situation. I mean, I probably should have known something when he made the first group walk miles across New York just to go get a piece of cheesecake. Maybe that should have been the first red flag for me that, maybe I shouldn't even try out for this show to make it in a group. But again, I was young. I was really trying to pursue this music thing. And back then, the music industry was a little different. This was really before the whole social media thing where you could just kind of build your own audience, your own following, and you had the power to, as an independent artist, kind of do things yourself. Back then, you really was relying on the record labels to break you as an artist or really push you out there, promote you and stuff like that. So nowadays, with technology and social media and stuff like that, it's a lot easier for independent artists to do their own thing. But I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to come up here and talk about this situation today again, man. I'm glad y'all tuning in to the podcast. Y'all be good and stay safe.